Hey guys, how's it going? It is Fangs and welcome to a Q&A I'm going to be doing on my channel today. So today I tried to get through as many as your questions as possible, or I'm about to try to get through them. If your question doesn't end up being on here, I am absolutely sorry, but I try to take the most original ones that I haven't answered yet. Pretty sure I say this in like every video, but I try to do that because I want to answer as many questions as possible and I don't want to keep doing the same ones over and over. You guys can watch some of my old Q&As if you want to find some of those old answers to the questions that you have been asking. So I think I got like at least 10 or 11 on here today, and they turned out to be pretty good. So we're about to get started with this Q&A. If you ever want to have a chance to be able to ask these questions to me, you need to be, for these ones, the ones that I do that are like written out, you need to be on Twitter. I have my Twitter link in the description down below. Sometimes I do video ones that will either be on Instagram or Snapchat. Most times, more than none, it's gonna be on Snapchat, but I try to do that. And by the way, guys, if you wouldn't mind, it would be amazing if you would check out my second channel. It's one I do a doobie called Fubi. It's awesome. We upload like twice a week. We try to do maybe, people said they like twice a week. They said twice a week is what they're looking for. So we try to do 2, sometimes 3 videos a week. We're gonna be in Germany as this video is happening, as a lot of them are happening. So hopefully you guys are there. If you are, this will have already been out. I think this comes out the day after I'm gone. I'll be in Amsterdam, I believe, the day this comes out. So if you're in Amsterdam, maybe I'll have some kind of meet and greet. Let's get into these questions though and see what we got here. When will you come back to the UK so that I can meet you? I think that I'm actually gonna be coming back to the UK. I'm gonna be in Germany, or I was in Germany right before this video came out. I had to pre-make. I don't wanna do the whole lot of pre-make anymore because I'm done with Vessel now. And so I like to have real-time videos. But I had to because I was in Germany, so I am in Amsterdam probably the day this comes out. Have been in Germany. In November, I believe, I'm gonna be coming back to England, so hopefully I'll be able to show up. I'm not sure the exact dates of November, but I should be there, probably more than likely gonna be with the Sidemen. If there's some way, somehow, that I can set it up to where I can meet people from England, I will more than likely be in London, so that is the time that I'm gonna be in England. How many controllers have you broken playing FIFA? I've actually never broken a controller ever on FIFA, just kidding. I've broken a lot, actually. The first time I ever broke a controller, this was not FIFA, this was Killzone, and I lived in a place that had concrete walls, and like everywhere there was concrete walls except for one wall was drywall, and it was the one that happened to be directly in front of me, and I got mad in a doubles I was doing with Doobie against somebody because we lost, and I took the controller, it was a PlayStation, and just chunked it at the wall, and it put a huge hole. Like, it literally stuck in the wall like this, it put a huge hole. But more times than none, I usually break like the sides off like this because I just spike them or something like that. Doobie likes to like bang him on the computer, like on his chair, and that usually breaks him that way too. But I've probably broken, I think, at least 4, I guess. I would say this year, I've actually done 3 of those. 1 before that, but this year, 3 of those. That's how much FIFA 16 made me mad. Would you go to a West Ham game at the Olympic Stadium? I am like dying to go to a West Ham game at Olympic Stadium. I have yet to be to one West Ham game in general, and that's who I've supported since I started like this FIFA venture, and since I started watching football, period. I've supported West Ham, and I haven't even got to go to one of their games. In England, the only game I've ever got to go to was Arsenal versus Barcelona, which was huge in itself, but I need to see West Ham. Like, they never come here to the DFW area to play any of our teams, and I just haven't had time anytime I've been there, or they've not been in season for me to be able to see them. So I would love to. If there's any way it gets set up or it happens, this year has to be the year that I see West Ham play, and it would be amazing to see him play at Olympic Stadium. Best and worst thing you have ever eaten? I'd have to say, oh, I just had a little bit of lisp there. Hello.
I'm Scott Malkinson. I've got a lisp and I've got diabetes.
I love fried chicken, so there's a few things. If I'm getting chicken nuggets, the best food I've ever eaten is Grandy's. If I'm getting just full-on chicken or chicken strips, there's this place called Babe's. Oh my god, it's delectable, it's so good. And then if I'm eating chicken chunks, which you probably have never seen, but I've only seen them at one place. It's this place called Charlie's Chicken in Miami, Oklahoma. I'm sure they have them over other parts of Oklahoma, but fried chicken, I guess if you put it all together, fried chicken is the best thing I've ever eaten. The worst thing I've ever eaten, I gotta think about this. Oh my gosh, I know what it was. I went to this restaurant, I don't know what they call the kind of food, it's some kind of sushi, or I have no idea what they call it, but it's like where they serve you 12 to 24 different courses, and it comes out, and it's just all these different things, and it's like fish with scales still on it, and it had raw oysters, and it was gooey, and it was just disgusting. Sometimes I like raw oysters, but theirs weren't. There were so many different pieces to this meal that it was gross. The only thing that I enjoyed of it was they gave you this hot rock, and then you got to put meat on top of it, and the meat was good, but the rest of it was literally terrifying, and I ate most of it, and afterwards we didn't realize how expensive it was gonna be. you ended up getting like a $350 bill for these little bitty portions that were terrible. The only good thing there was beer, and I was sick when I was done with it. I paid that much money to be sick whenever I was done with it.
What's your favorite kind of pizza?
My favorite kind of pizza would have to be probably, like, overall, I enjoy pepperoni with black olives, but it is just right next to getting I love Canadian bacon and pineapple. Nobody else likes to get that, so normally I don't get it because that's like a very, maybe you guys would, and they might just call it ham and bacon in other countries. I'm not too entirely sure with that, but I think that it's Canadian bacon here. Nobody really ever takes that or wants that, so I never get to get it unless like I order a pizza or get a pizza by myself. But if I'm getting one where everybody else has it, I prefer to have pepperonis and black olives.
What's your favorite thing to do in Texas?
I have a lot of things that I like to do whenever I'm here in Texas. A lot of times I just hang out with friends, go to parties, drink beer. But something that I enjoy the most happens in the summertime is whenever we're able to go to the lake. We have a few friends that have lake houses, and I really enjoy the lake. I also enjoy the beach, which we have one that I'll be going to in September when FIFA 17 comes out. So I might be recording from the beach in September when FIFA 17's out, because that's the time that Will's family wants to go there. But I love going to the beach and I love going to the lake. Now, our friends used to have boats and they don't really anymore. Now we just kind of float. We have this like 20-person float that we get on, and it's a ton of fun. But we used to have boats and we used to go wakeboarding, and that was just so much fun to me. Even though I got hurt almost every single time, it was so much fun.
How did you meet your husband?
How dare you? How dare you?
How did you meet your husband/boyfriend?
I met my husband, very weird circumstance. I guess you can almost say we met online. Although we went to the exact same school and we probably saw each other in middle school. I came to middle school whenever he was in 8th grade, but I only came in halfway through the year because I moved from my mom's to where I live now. And so I didn't really know him. I didn't know too many people. I was very shy and like very upset with life in 6th grade. So I didn't get to meet anybody really, except for Ginny a little bit, but I still even wouldn't hang out with her because I was just weird. I was a weird kid, okay? But anyway, so I probably knew him in middle school or maybe saw him, but in high school, whenever I was I a sophomore? I think I was a sophomore, I believe it was. I ended up getting a message. I knew some of his friends. I talked to and hung out with some of his friends, and I ended up getting a message on AOL Instant Messenger, which was the thing back then. Hello there, squirrel. We were on AOL, and he was like, hey, what's up? How are you doing? I'm Brian's friend, la-di-da-da-da. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And so we just started talking. All of my friends and me from high school talked. Like when we got home from school, we all talked on this thing. So I started talking to him and we got a little flirty, and I asked my friends like, who is this guy? I need to see him in the hallways at school. And they're like, he looks like a boy that was in my grade, because he was 2 grades higher than me. A boy, his cousin that's in my grade. They're like, he looks just like him. So I was looking around, you know, the hallways trying to find someone that looks like Scott, his cousin, and he didn't look anything like Scott. I finally ended up meeting him in the parking lot with a bunch of my friends, and he looked nothing like Scott. So for like 3 days, I was looking for the complete wrong guy. We ended up going to lunch together at a place called Texadelphia, and it just kind of like hit off from there. It was just one of those things that happened.
Do you plan to be a mother in the future, or do you hate kids?
So do I plan on having kids or babies? Well, I already have one. You guys already know I have Simon. So I mean, I guess yes could be the answer, but no, this time this year, I guess I've been thinking about it a little bit more. So I go back and forth on it because I don't really know how it's gonna affect my career and all the things I do. I'm obviously a YouTuber. I'm very busy. I travel a lot. I work a lot, and so I don't know how being pregnant will really affect that, but I'm really wanting to have a child, and I'm thinking that I want to start trying to have a child maybe at the end of this year, which means you gotta practice.
I mean, listen, we talking about practice.
But who knows if I'm able to, or if I'll be able to, or what's gonna happen. It's, you know, it's something that's gonna be a process, but I think I want to try or start trying. I keep going back and forth though, because I think, well, no, I'm not ready for that. Yes, I am ready for that. I mean, I'm 28 years old. But yeah, I want to, and I'm hoping. So maybe, who knows, maybe this time next year, it'll be me, it'll be Squirrel, and then it'll be just this like baby rocker with this baby who hopefully is not crying and going crazy, but I'm sure that's gonna happen.
Do you smoke, or have you ever smoked?
I don't know if you're talking about weed or cigarettes. I tried cigarettes whenever I was in high school for like a good 2 weeks when I first started drinking, which I started drinking early. I do not advise it, but I started drinking when I was like 15 years old. And I tried smoking cigarettes, and I have asthma, like really bad asthma, exercise induced, as well as just when it gets cold outside, it gets bad for me. If I get in smoky areas, oh, it goes crazy. And so I tried it, but every time it would like lead me into an asthma attack, and I'd also wake up with this just nasty, like my mouth just tasted like butt. Like, I don't even know. It was disgusting. And so I never was that into it. I didn't like the way it made my clothes smell. I didn't like the way it made my hands smell. I thought smoking cigarettes was gross. My dad does it. He really enjoys it. He can't stop it. But I am just not interested in it whatsoever. When it comes to weed, to be perfectly honest, I tried that in high school as well too. I just never, I don't know, I think the whole smoke part of it just kills it for me. Like, I just can't do that often or ever because it makes me have really bad asthma. So, I mean, I didn't think it was that bad of a thing or anything like that, but it was not something that I could continue doing.
Who do you think will win the BPL this year?
I don't have a crystal ball, so I'll just stare into this nice little crystal right here. I have no idea who's gonna win the BPL. They actually, today when I'm making this video, it was like the first matches, and I'm pretty sure Manchester City beat Sunderland only 2-1, and then Leicester got shit on, and they looked terrible, and they were like the team that won it last year. So honestly, it's like the first week. I have no idea who's gonna win it. I'm sure there's gonna be some top teams out there. Manchester United's got some amazing players. They'll probably do well. Chelsea probably will. Arsenal. I'm hoping West Ham at least gets top 4, but I have no earthly idea who's gonna win. Let me know, okay, let me know what you guys think. In the comments down below, who do you think is gonna win it?
Scariest moment of your life?
The scariest moment of my life, I've had a few, I guess like twitchy scary moments, but when I was younger and my mom had my sister, I don't remember how old I was. I'm 10 years older than her, so I had to be a little bit older. But my sister was only like 1 year old, and she started choking on something when she was a baby, and it was like terrifying because she went blue whenever it was happening. My mom was like trying to like do the like Heimlich stuff on her or whatever, and she went blue, completely blue, and looked just like pretty much dead as this was happening. And so my mom's a nurse, thankfully, and so she knew kind of what to do, although she was freaking out being a mom and having it happen. My stepdad had brought her in, but being a mom and seeing that happen and what she had to do to like get it out, whatever she was choking on, was just crazy. And it was one of those moments where I was like, I'm about to see my little sister die. Like, she was only a baby, I was young, I was freaking out, and it was really a scary moment for me. She ended up being okay. She had to go to the hospital, and my mom got it, whatever it was, out. It was like some kind of like piece of meat that she was choking on, got it out, but it was just like a terrifying moment in my life. And there's been others as well, but that's the one where I think of it and I'm just like, ugh, like it makes me feel, ugh. My sister's an amazing girl now, and she's just awesome and going to college and doing all these great things, so I'm glad that my mom was able to help her that day.
Favorite cat or dog breed?
My favorite cat breed, hold on, let me show you. I'll show you my favorite cat breed. Come here, come here. Don't you run from me. Don't you run from me. This is my favorite cat breed. She's called a tiger stripe calico. So she's not like your typical calico cat. All calicos, 99.9% are females. Some of them can be males, but they usually die young and have genetic problems. But she is a tiger stripe one, so they don't normally look like this, and that's what she is. She's my favorite. Now my favorite dog is the dog that I want to get. I don't think I'm gonna end up getting it. I don't know yet. We're back and forth. We want to get a dog, but I really want a husky. Like, I think they're beautiful, especially if you can get an all-white husky, or you can get the white ones with the brown fur and the blue eyes. Oh my gosh. Like, any husky, honestly. Even the ones with the black fur, blue eyes, brown eyes, they're just beautiful dogs, and they're like cat dogs, so I really want to get one. I don't know if I should though. Like, I don't know if they're gonna be good with cats, and we don't know if they're gonna shed too much. We've been thinking about getting like a lab and all other kinds of dogs. I don't know. I don't know what to get right now, but we're thinking possibly like in the next few months we might get one, so we'll see.
Have you gotten your Google Play button yet?
I have yet to get my golden play button yet. I've been waiting for it. I want it. I don't really know how to get it. Usually they give you this little code that you can type in to get it, and then it sends it to your address, but that code is not there for me, or it doesn't work. I think I tried it and it doesn't work. Not to mention I think they have the wrong address because I moved, but I'm waiting for it. Like, you can't see, but up above where these pictures go right here, that's where the freaking play button is gonna go. That big old golden play button, and when I do get it, you're gonna get a video, but I haven't gotten it, and I'm still waiting. I sent them an email like yesterday, so hopefully I'll get it. So guys, that is going to be it for this question and answer for today. I hope you guys really did enjoy some of the answers. I enjoyed a lot of the questions. If I didn't get to yours, once again, I am completely sorry, but if you want to continue seeing these, you love these on this channel, you gotta smash that thumbs up button, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.